With the dramatic rise in cases in New York, the question is, can LA avoid a similar increase? And if so, how?
CBS News' Dave Lopez got some answers today from a very knowledgeable source.
And he is live in downtown LA, where he spoke to the county health director one-on-one. Dave?
Well, Pat, that would be Dr. Ferrara. We went right to the source on this one, the one who knows all the figures, who knows all the patterns, and the question is very simple. What's happened in New York? Can we see that happen in Los Angeles in a couple of weeks?
We're somewhat behind New York. We look at New York and we predict that we could be in a similar circumstance in a few days.
And the New York numbers, more than 25,000 positive cases of coronavirus, 125 deaths. And the numbers of those testing positive has doubled every day for the last 4 days.
I will say when New York started seeing the dramatic increase in cases, it was coupled by a very dramatic increase in testing capacity. And although we did about 6,000 tests so far, New York had done tens of thousands of tests and was seeing this very sharp increase.
But is there a positive side in the fact that here in Los Angeles, just 10% of the people being tested are positive, and so far, less than 20% of those who have gotten sick have had to be hospitalized?
So what I worry about is we're going to improve testing capacity, and I'm so grateful. But the downside of that is even if it stays at 10%, it's still going to be a lot more cases.
Can the hospitals hold up? Can you cope with the 17 to 20% people being hospitalized?
You know, it depends on over what period of time. What we're all trying to avoid is a really sharp peak, which would be overwhelming for any hospital care system, not just LA County, anywhere in the world pretty much. And that's what you've seen.
In LA County, last Friday, there were 48 people hospitalized with the coronavirus. Today, that number is 118.
The next month or two are really critical. You could just do the math. You know, even if you say 10% of people who are infected are going to need hospitalizations, and you estimate that we could have 1 million people who are infected, if all those 100,000 people needed to get cared for at a hospital in a short period of time, of course it would overwhelm our system. So the issue for us is do everything we can, do all the social distancing. If you're issued an order to quarantine or isolate, you have to do it. And that will flatten the curve.
Okay, so are you concerned now by the numbers? Are you pleased with the numbers, or do you have any way of knowing?
I'm not pleased with the numbers. I mean, every day I've reported people dying. It's devastating news for their families, for our communities, and there's nothing pleasing about anything that's going on right now, to be honest. This is a disease that can cause really heartbreaking devastation to families. The only tools we have are what I told you. We either do them well, we social distance well, we isolate well, we quarantine well, or the numbers will continue to rise in a very dramatic fashion. And then our hospital can get overwhelmed. So, you know, I beg everyone at this point, you know, help us out, do your part. Together, I think we can, in fact, slow the number of new cases, but only if we're all working together.
The message could not be more clear. The warning could not be more ominous. Now, there will be some other changes. The sheriff made that announcement today on some businesses that are going to get the hammer.
Gun shops, nightclubs, bars, and strip clubs. So we have found out we're making sure that all these businesses are complying. We are deploying an additional 1,300 deputies from assignments that are not essential patrol or custody to the field to augment all of the personnel that are deployed in the field. These new sources are also going to be available for all the independent cities throughout the county.
The medical experts say the time could not be more critical. The next 2 weeks, extremely critical. Listen to what they tell us, obey what they say, don't question it. We're all in this together. Reporting live from downtown Los Angeles, Dave Lopez, CBS 2 News.